And the first rates will come up on your screen. Let's look at the Nifty. We are starting at 22,100 plus. 22,140 is where we are at on the Nifty. 72,900 plus on the Sensex. 135 points higher. So this is a decent start, but you know, starts rarely matter nowadays. It's the mid-session and then the close which makes all the difference. So 50 and 100 in the Nifty and the Sensex respectively is what you have. What else? You got the mid-cap index, which is up about 1/3%, 150 points higher, and you got the small-cap index, which is also starting somewhere there. So that's the opening levels, right? In the initial few seconds. But stocks with Sonia. Sonia.
Well, thanks a lot for that. So it's not about opening, right? I mean, after the kind of recovery that we saw yesterday, this is good to see that there is at least little bit of follow-on buying this morning, holding on to the 22,160 mark. But I think all eyes are going to be on Zomato. In pre-opening, actually, Zomato was down 1.5%, despite the multiple brokerage upgrades coming in. Just look at that. After the 6% fall yesterday, Zomato is down another 3.5%. So clearly the market feels that either the best is in the price, the rally has been too much. And there was a cautious note that Mangalam was telling us from Jefferies as well about the run-up being quite sharp. So there is some profit taking in Zomato. That is the key stock to focus on this morning. However, brokerages have raised their target price on Zomato. CLSA has raised it to 248, Citi has raised it to 235. Perhaps late in the game. Shriram Finance is the other one. It will be selling its housing finance subsidiary to Warburg Pincus for 4,630 crores, and the street likes that. Both volume and price action is what we're seeing on Shriram Finance this morning. Apart from that, JSPL is the other stock that I'm looking at, about 1% higher on JSPL. Q4 is above estimates. The EBITDA per ton is higher than what the poll was throwing up, so the street likes that. In the real estate space, there is DLF that you should focus on, 1% higher on DLF. This morning, but the Q4 numbers, the bookings have actually dipped year on year and quarter on quarter and is lower than the earlier average. So let's see how that one plays out. Chalet Hotels had a decent set of numbers. The earnings, the profits were up 125% year on year, but that's because of lower tax expenses. So just keep an eye out on Chalet Hotels. Vedanta is the other one. They will be mulling a fundraise on the 16th of May board meeting. So Vedanta is now up 2.5% and 9 points higher there. Volumes also picking up. Apart from that, you have earnings today. You have Bharti, there is Shree Cement, there's Siemens. Bharti has been one stock that's been, up and away. So keep an eye out on that. Shree Cement and Siemens will also be coming out with numbers. Some more brokerage views. HAL, the stock has had a dream run in the last couple of years. This morning as well, up 2.5%. UBS has raised the target price on HAL to 5,200. It's a big upside to the current market price, which is just 4,000. And AB Capital is the other one. Strong guidance for FY26 is what the company has put out, but the stock is just subdued. But the place to look at is here, because after that big recovery that we saw yesterday, there's some more follow-on buying, 72 points higher on the Nifty, and also here, right, the advanced decline ratio, just look at it. After a while, we're seeing 1,800 stocks on the advancing side. So good going as a start, but let's see how we go from here. Nigel, over to you.
All right, Sonia, thanks a lot for that. Well, a few stocks are reacting to its numbers, and smaller names, actually. You have Aarti Pharma that had opened up well in the green, so that stock should come up for you on the screen. InSwift Labs as well. I'm not sure how the street is reading these numbers, but for the time being, there's massive volumes out there. InSwift Labs is up close to around 15%. It's one of the top volume movers in today's trading sessions. Keep an eye out on that one. Shriram Piston is another one out there. Close to around 1 lakh shares being traded out there in the first few minutes. And that stock as well is up close to around 7%. Alembic is the other stock that's up more than 6-7% in today's trading session, and that as well is seeing a fair bit of volumes. Jyoti Structures is another stock that was moving from circuit to circuit, lower circuit. Now it's back into the upper circuit way, so that's one of the top volume movers today. Kochi Shipyard, and keep an eye out on that stock. That one, in fact, is up close to around 7% as we speak. Big up move is what we're seeing on that one. GE Shipping, yesterday we had the management joining on the show. They were talking about the rigs as well as vessel prices are likely to get revised upwards. There was a large trade that took place at around 9:30 a.m. yesterday. I recall seeing that on the screen of around 20-25 lakh shares odd. That's out of the way, and the stock has resumed its uptrending way. So that one is up close to around 6.5%. And Esther Industries is another one. We normally don't talk about this one, but it's up close to around 6-7% odd. So that's another stock that's moving this morning. Prashant.
Okay, well, holding right for now. 68, 70 points on the Nifty is what we have. And that means we're up about 0.3%. That's the initial few rates. Pull up UPL, if you will. UPL reported numbers yesterday. Stock saw, 6% pop, then sold off, then came back up. Today, This morning, it's down about 4. So people would have bought yesterday in anticipation of the results. Going into it or maybe after, there is some selling which is coming. Decently large volumes there as well. A few other names. I think we mentioned Varun Beverages, HAL, Cochin Shipyard. They're all between 4 and 5% higher. Shriram Finance, of course, it's been one of the best performing NBFC stocks. That's up about 2 1/3%. Aarti Pharma is up 8%. So 561 on that name. We don't see that on the list, but big volumes there as well. Hudco is up about 2.5%, 222. Mazgaon Dock is coming up with a 3% pop. Garden Reach, so shipbuilders usually always move together. So Cochin we saw, but Mazgaon and Garden Reach are also up 3.5% right now. Data Patterns is up 2.5. Angel sold off quite a bit. 25.50 now, but it's up some recovery, 3%. And Sirma, which is the EMS company, which sold off 16-17% yesterday, that is seeing about a 5% pop. And decent sized volumes as well for this point in the day. On the way down, Zomato is down 5%. It's the top volume-led loser across the board. I mean, huge volumes, right? I mean, volumes are, you'll see the numbers there. So 183, 184. And I already mentioned UPL. Hindustan Zinc has had a one-way. It's basically doubled, 300 to 600 nearly I think since April. So down 2.5, some pullback. Cipla is down 2% or so. And so it goes. Piramal Pharma, I can see Dixon, I can see Bajaj Auto, but all small changes right now. 50 points holding. Let's see. Fingers crossed whether this is going to be the day when the market finds a little bit of stability. By this time yesterday, I mean, the market had already started to look very, very weak. And in another 30, 40 minutes, we were down quite a bit.